There was an investigation of one. You should ask yourself whether you like to lose your so-called soul or individual self or me. Obviously, many say no. Here, what we want by the soul or the individual by the soul or the individual self is the sense of individuality or I-ness, or the sense of a separate entity that we believe in. Atmiya Bhava is another term we frequently use for the sense of individual entity or I-ness in our talk. In reality, there is no such soul or individual self. It is just a belief and imagination. So, you dislike and you are afraid of losing your non-existent self or non-existent me. How can you lose an imaginary thing? How can you lose a thing that does not exist? It is like a frog in a well is afraid of coming out of the well. It is afraid of all imaging fearful things outside the well. Again, it is like a baby chicken is afraid of breaking the eggshell to come out. All imagination. Can you find any living individual within you? Have you ever questioned this sense of individual self or I-ness? Is it a real existing entity or an imagination due to social conditioning, or the result of repeated use of the word I without checking what it stands for? Actually, there has never been such a self or separate individual in you, but you are afraid of losing an existing imaginary self, imaginary me. Here we use the terms self, soul, individual self, I-ness. Atmiya Bhava to express the same meaning. Where is this individual self? Where is this individual self. Where does this exist? Question this yourself. How does it come into seeming existence? If you inquire deeply, you will find that it is an imagination, an unchecked belief, a thought only. Recognize of the fact that there is no such individual self or Atmiya Bhava is knowing the nature. That is to say, knowing Dhamma. It is the complete understanding of Dhamma. This is knowing the truth. This is not merely an intellectual understanding. This will be life-changing recognition. Lord Buddha asked monks, is this I permanent? Is this I a soul? The I is the activity of seeing. Take a common example of a book. You say, what I see is the book, is a book. Analyze this. Book is a word. It is in fact a sound. Is there a book in the sound? Or is there a sound in the book? Where is the sound? Where is the book? How did the book come into seeming existence? Buddha explained, no, the I is not permanent. This needs to be understood in the correct sense. With the activity of seeing, the I is created at the moment by your own mind. This needs to be recognized. Once you recognize, then only you can say, no, I is impermanent and I is not a soul. You know for certain that there is no such a thing called a book. It is a fabrication and imagination. You never find a thing called book. That is why Lord Buddha asked, no, Aniccang Bhante. It is impermanent. That is the meaning. If there is a thing called the book, it implies there will be somebody to see it. A book cannot exist without somebody seeing it. A subject-object relationship is established. Is it the truth? We should investigate so-called somebody and the book. If they are an independently existing book, if they are an individual self, If there is an individual self, then there is a journey. The sense of individual self is called bhava. If you recognize that there are no things, then you become a Buddhist. If there are an individual self, let us investigate. By seeing through your eye, you say a book. But book is merely a sound, word only. And in that sound, word, there is no thing. Word or sound is empty of anything. You received only color. Here, color implies both form and color. That color does not contain a book. You will not find anything in color. This is not magic. It is your own experience. You have to trust your own recognition. When you see the book, you have a sense of I see in the book. It is not. Then how can this self or individual entity, me, come into existence? Inquire yourself and check it out. Is the sound a self? Is the color self? If you do not find a thing called the book, how can there be an individual self to see such? Non-existent book, non-existent self, non-existent world. Where is the world? Where is the world? Does it exist outside of you? The color came to the eye. Is it the world? The sound came to the ear. Is it the world? Inquire this. Inquire this. You can't return inward and see these rather than follow habitual patterns. Whatever you perceive are those real or just mental constructs. Understanding the functioning of the six senses is called seeing the world created by the six senses. In Buddhist parlance, Salayatana is the six senses. Eye, ear, tongue, nose, skin, in general body and mind. Mind is created as a result of five sensory sparks. It is said that cease of the six senses is Nibbana. Mind is formed due to the speed of sparks through thy ear, tongue, nose, and body. The result is the sense of existing things like books, tables, beds, and so on. These are the mental constructs. In reality, there are no such existing things as books, tables, beds, etc. The mental projection creates illusory objects outside. If you see this truth, you will recognize that the reality is there are no existing things. They simply appear when appropriate conditions are present, like a rainbow. Once you see through this illusion, why do you worry about the world? Are there things to lose? Are there things to lose? What is there to lose? What for you are crying? For what reason can there be any sorrow? Dukkha. Are you sorrowful due to sound? Are you sorrowful due to colors that you see? Are you sorrowful due to manusanya? Is there suffering in the sound? Is there suffering in the color? Where is sorrow? Where is suffering now? You cannot find suffering anywhere, can you? Is it the mental construct that you created by binding colors and sounds together? For example, book, suffering. The mental constructs are also called Vijnanamaya. In other words, an illusion. You cannot find these mental constructs anywhere. You cannot locate those. They simply appear and disappear. In reality, they do not exist. But if you believe the illusion, you are bound to suffer. You are in samsara. Think of the image you see in the mirror. Using a sound, you call this image as me. If anybody there is in the image in the mirror, is it the color coming to the eye, me? Is it the sound, me? Then how does this me come into existence? Isn't it your imagination? Does it really exist? Who am I? Where am I? What am I? Really, where does this I exist? How you ever question this way? We ask people, where are you? they usually reply, I am talking with Aryanwahanse now. It's impulse. I exit and Aryanwahanse is also there. What is this I you refer to? Where did this I come from? From the eye, from the ear, from nose, from tongue? Is there any other sense, organ that I exist? No, it is simply an imagination, a fabrication, a thought, similar to the way you created a book, table, bed, and so on. The I, the sense of individual self is a concept. It is your own imagination. Through social conditioning, you kept on using the word I without ever checking what it refers to. This is a wrong identification due to a lack of inquiry. If you see a book, that means I also exist, similar to the way the book is created. I is also created. When you started learning words, when you see a book, at that instant there is I also to see the book. If there are existing things, then an individual self called me also exists. If no things, then no me. You should clearly understand here, no things means there are no things. As you habitually perceive them to be seen, hearing, tasting, smelling and touching happens, but you know the reality that things are merely mental constructs through binding colors and sounds, nothing more. They simply appear and disappear. With this, you will recognize the falsehood of individuality or me. False cannot stand with the truth. Me dies. Understanding this illusion means understanding the truth. Saranai.